Yo, what is up my dudes, it's Divine Plays, and in this video I wanted to make a list, kind of what, or pretty much go through what characters I think are balanced, or needs buffs, or needs nerfs in this game, in Tekken 7. But keep in mind, I'm not the most knowledgeable when it comes to Tekken, so yeah, just keep that in mind. And of course, with every list, every tier list, or any kind of list about the game or any game, of course it's going to be very subjective. So anyways, let's just get started. But anyways, for we're start from the top. We got heavy nerfs, characters that need heavy nerfs, characters that need slight nerfs, fairly balanced, slight buffs, heavy buffs. So slight nerfs and slight buffs, it just means just like you know, a few tweaks here and there and stuff like that. Fairly balanced, as it is. I feel like the character is balanced, or fairly balanced. Like, they're not super crazy strong and they're not super crazy buff. Or that meant the same thing. Super crazy strong or super crazy weak is what I meant. But heavy nerfs. First character that I have here is, where's he at? Mr. Paul Phoenix. So Paul Phoenix, I feel like, is very strong. He's got a lot of launchers that are safe or not that punishable, which I think is stupid. Another thing, he's got his Death Fist, which does basically almost 100% health. Of course, that's an exaggeration, but his Death Fist is crazy strong. Paul in general just has crazy damage. He's also the only character with a Rage Art cancel. This character just needs to be toned down a lot, in my opinion. Next is, where's this boy? Fakumram. I think this guy also needs to be nerfed. As of right now, I mean, his movement, his movement? Was it his movement that got nerfed? I think so. But his hitboxes also got nerfed, which should have, honestly, his hitboxes right now should have been how they were on launch. But the thing about Fakumram that I feel like still needs nerfs is his damage and his wall carry. Like, he has wall carry and wall damage all in the same, all in the same thing, like all in one combo, which is kind of stupid. I forgot who posted it. I think it was on Twitter. I forgot who posted it, but someone was saying, like, we should be forced, us as players should be forced to optimize our combos for either damage, wall carry, or for good Oki, not all three at the same time, which I think makes sense. I feel like that's how the game should be, but Fakumram kind of has both, or all three basically. So I feel like his combos and his damage should be nerfed or altered. Next is, where's she at? Julia. I feel like Julia should also get nerfed. She's got crazy wall carry and crazy damage. Almost the same thing with it's almost the same issue as Fakumram. She just has crazy wall carry. She can carry you from wall to wall, almost basically any stage. She also has high wall damage, so I don't know. I think that's kind of all I see from Julia. It's just the crazy wall carry and the damage. Some of her moves are a little bit stupid, but maybe it's just me. Maybe it's just my own personal opinion, but I don't know. I feel like Julia could use some nerfs. And that's it for who I have at heavy nerfs, to be honest. You're probably thinking, why isn't this character there? Why isn't that character there? Let's just carry on and let me explain myself a little bit. For slight nerfs, I feel like Akuma should be here. Some of you guys, or most of you guys, are probably like, why isn't Akuma at heavy nerfs? He needs a lot of nerfs. And yes, I would agree. But the only reason why I would say put him, or the only reason why I'd say he needs slight nerfs, is because of the level of execution you need to have in order to play this character at high level. Because of course he's got very high damage, extremely high damage. He breaks the game with his 2D mechanics and stuff like that, but the execution it takes to play this character is very high. So I feel like the reward for having such high execution should be there. But if he got heavily nerfed, I mean, me personally, I wouldn't be sad or upset about it, but I feel like if you just nerf the character slightly, he might be okay. I mean, I could be wrong, but I feel like if you just slightly nerf him, I think he'll be okay because of the high execution. Next is Eliza. So Eliza, I honestly have no clue about, but I always saw her as a strong character. Even since season 1, I always thought she was a strong character. But everybody was like, no, she's trash. She's garbage tier with Gigas, needs heavy buffs. But no. This character I've always seen as one of the stronger characters, but it's just she never had very good representation or very good players to represent her. Like for example, Chanel, he's an extremely good Eliza player. But there's also, I mean, he's like the only character. He's like the only player that I see actually play this character. Nobody else plays her. But Eliza, yeah, she's as the main man says, she's kind of like a light Akuma, like a weaker version of Akuma. But I think just slight nerfs are needed because she's not as strong as Akuma and her execution isn't as high as Akuma. I feel like just slight nerfs. Just give her some slight nerfs. Who else? Oh, yes. Huarong. I think this guy needs nerfs. Like, he needs nerfs. I don't care what anybody says. This man needs nerfs. Why? He's a Taekwondo fighter. And he's also a rushdown character. You also gave him his infinite flamingo string pressure. Why did you guys give this man a great throw game as well? Tell me, why does he have a great throw game? He has arguably better throws than some of the grapplers in this game, in my opinion. It's, well, I guess it not necessarily better, but it's up there with them. Like, I think, what throw is it? No, it's his back 2+4, I think. He gets a guaranteed, what is it? He gets a guaranteed 4 from it. I think back turn 4, I think is what he gets guaranteed. And then some of his other throws have back 3 setups, back 3 launch setups. So I don't know. His throw game is just too good to be a offensive pressure kind of character. Just mashing kicks. I say kicks, but I'm throwing punches. But yeah, this boy needs nerfs. He needs nerfs. He's got crazy damage, crazy wall carry as well. Not as high or not as crazy wall carry as Julia and Fakumram, but his wall carry is fairly easy to do, and it's also it's there. His wall carry is good. Another thing is, I don't think he needs heavy nerfs because I feel like the character in general is okay-ish. It's just mainly his throws and his damage. I feel like it's a little bit much. So yeah, he sits there. Next is Master Raven. Mainly because of her wall damage. I just think her wall damage needs nerfs. She's got crazy wall damage. Like, I don't know. That's really all I have to say about Master Raven. Just her wall damage is insane. I feel like just nerf that down just a little bit. It should be okay. Maybe buff her up in some certain areas. But that's all I got for Master Raven. Next, I think Leroy goes here. Some people still think he needs heavy nerfs. I don't think he needs heavy nerfs at this point. I think he just needs slight nerfs because he's okay, to be honest. My only personal issue about the character is that he's way too good at offense and defense. I feel like the character on launch should have been more focused on defensive gameplay. It would have made him a little bit more unique, in my opinion. Like having him focus more on parrying and then counter hitting, I feel like that would have been much more unique, much more. I feel like the gameplay wouldn't have been as dull, because right now having both good offense and good defense, he just kind of becomes dull to play. Like even when I'm playing with my buddies, if I choose Leroy, I'll choose Leroy for like maybe like a couple matches and then just skip onto another character because he gets boring to play. And my buddy Ben, he actually that I play with a lot of Tekken with, he used to main Leroy, but then dropped him very soon because of how boring he got to play. But anyways, I feel like that's a little bit off topic, but yeah, Leroy deserves some nerfs. I think he needs some nerfs, just slight nerfs though. Okay, now we have fairly balanced. Okay, so I have a lot of characters in this category. First one being Heihachi. I feel like Heihachi is fairly balanced. Yeah, he's a little bit difficult to use because of the execution. I mean, but you could say that for the other Mishimas. But I don't know. I don't really know the Mishimas too well, but I think they're fairly balanced because of the moves they have. Like having access to Hell Sweeps and then Electrics. Those are like one of the best moves in the entire game. So I don't know. I feel like they're okay. I know a lot of people say Heihachi needs buffs. If he does need buffs, I mean, again, I don't really know much about these characters, but if he does need buffs, I'd say just slight buffs. But for me personally, I think they're okay. Kazuya, same reason. I think he's okay. Jin, I know people on tier lists, they usually put Jin fairly high up. But because this list isn't your average tier list, I think Jin is fairly balanced. I think he's okay. Next, I have Eliza. Eliza, she's okay. I think her chainsaws are a little obnoxious, but I think overall she's okay. Devil Jin, I think he's okay. Dragunov, ooh, that's not Dragunov. Dragunov, I think is okay as well. Marshall, I think he's okay, but I think I'd be okay with him getting slight buffs because he doesn't really. Marshall usually doesn't get much good. Like, he usually doesn't get anything good. And then he has like one of the worst raise drives in the game coming from his Dragon Tail. And Dragon Tail is extremely slow. So yeah, I feel like if you switch his raise, if you change his raise drive or give him another raise drive, I think Marshall might be okay. Me personally, I feel like he's fairly balanced because of how fast his pokes are, and how poke-oriented Tekken is. I feel like Marshall's okay. He's fairly balanced. But if he got slight buffs, I think I'd be okay with that. So you guys could put him down here, but for me, personally, I'm going to put him right here. Next, I have Bob. Don't really have much to say. Bob, I feel like he's okay. I think he's balanced. Brian, I think is okay. Steve is definitely balanced. I don't think I know a lot of people put him very high on the tier list, like top 5, top 10, but I think Steve is just a very solid character. Kind of balanced in my opinion. Like nothing's really crazy bad with Steve. I think he's fine. Nina, as much as I hate this character, as much as I hate fighting this character, I think she's balanced. I think she's okay. Lily, I think is okay. Asuka, I think is okay. Xiaoyu, I think is okay. Some people say she needs a little bit, like she needs some stuff, but I think she's okay. I think she's alright. Fang, I don't really see Fang players anymore, but I think Fang is okay. Leo, I think is okay. Yoshi, I think he's okay. It just takes like Yoshi specialists to play this character well. But honestly, I'd be down for Yoshimitsu getting some buffs as well, some slight buffs. But I don't know. It's just when it comes to extremely gimmicky characters, it's kind of hard to say what he needs or doesn't need. So yeah, I'm gonna just leave him here. But again, you could also put him down here if you wanted to. The next, King. I think King's balanced. I could be wrong, or some of you guys may disagree with me, but I think King is okay. I think he's balanced. I think Jack is balanced. I think Kazumi is balanced. I think Claudio's okay. Shaheen's okay. Josie is okay. Geese, I think he's okay. Some could argue that he could be slightly nerfed because of his damage. But I don't know. Nah, I think Geese is okay, to be honest. Next, Noctis. Noctis, I think people are kind of sleeping on him, because I think he's much stronger than a lot of people think. Because a lot of people, they see Noctis and they're like, oh, he's not that strong. He's annoying to play against, but he's not that strong. But honestly, as somebody who's played Noctis for a long time, and me personally as a Noctis, currently as a Noctis main, it may change soon when Season 4 drops. But yeah, currently I am a Noctis main, but players tend to downplay their main characters. But no, I think Noctis is actually fairly solid. He's not as weak as a lot of players think. I just don't really know what else they could give him to make him better. So I don't know. I think Noctis is okay, to be honest, though. I think he's fine. Next is Lei. I think Lei is also fairly balanced. Not really too sure on this, but I think he's okay. Actually, maybe slight buffs. Maybe. I'm not too sure, but as someone who's tried to pick up Lei, I feel like he's got very bad range issues. So maybe a little bit of buffs. Maybe a little bit of buffs. Anna, I think is okay. Kind of the same reason as Nina. As much as I hate Anna, I think she's okay. Like she's got quick, like unseeable low launchers, but they're punishable on block. So I feel like Anna is okay. It's still extremely annoying to deal against, but I feel like she's alright. Next, Marduk. He's got crazy damage. Extremely crazy damage, but the thing is, he's also one of the slower characters, so it's kind of forgivable, in my opinion. Armor King, I feel like he's a very honest character. Not much else to be said about Armor King for me, or from me. Next, I think Negan is balanced. In season 2 when he came out, Negan, just on launch, he just felt like a very incomplete character. And then when he got his buffs later on, he became more complete, which was really good. I think it was season 3 where he got his new stuff. I think. I don't know. I can't remember. But yeah, when Negan got his low from his intimidation stance, I feel like Negan became more complete, and that's how he should have been on release. So yeah, for now, or currently, Negan I feel like is fairly balanced. Next, Gan Ryu. I think Gan Ryu is also fairly balanced. He does have high damage, good wall carry, kind of like Fakumram and Julia. But the thing is that Gan Ryu is also slow. He's very slow. One of the slower characters in the game. His jab is a 12 frame move. It's more plus on block than a regular jab, but it's 12 frames, so it's slow. And his 10 frame punish is his headbutt, which is not that great, because it is punishable on block, I believe. But yeah, I don't know. It's just his 10 frame being changed to a headbutt, or being a headbutt. It's kind of bad. Next is Zafina. I think Zafina's fairly balanced. I don't really know what to say about Zafina. I think she's balanced. I don't think she needs any buffs. I don't think she really needs any nerfs either. Alright, next. Lars. I think Lars needs slight buffs. Considering that a lot of people think that Lars is one of the weakest characters in the game. I don't think Lars is that bad, to be honest, but I feel like he definitely needs something. I mean, I'm not a Lars player. Well, I mean, I do play Lars every now and then, but not to the point where I know what he's lacking. I don't know. Lars, he seems okay to me personally, but I feel like he could use like something. He could use something, some slight buff. Next, Katarina. Katarina, I think, needs slight buffs. She just doesn't feel that great, to be honest. Yeah, I don't know. She just doesn't feel great. Gigas could use some slight buffs. Some could argue he needs heavy buffs, but if I'm being honest, me as a Gigas player myself, Gigas actually ain't all that crazy bad as a lot of people may think. Well, maybe it's due to the fact that not many people know the matchup. But Gigas, I just think he needs slight buffs. I'm not going to say Gigas is balanced, because he's not. I think he just needs something. He needs some better tools. So yeah, just give him some slight buffs, and then I think he'll be balanced. He'll be okay. Next is Chloe. Chloe is also one of the characters, or one of my side characters that I play as well. One of my side main characters. I just don't like. I mean, she has crazy damage with her Cali roll launcher, but aside from that, I don't know. I feel like she could use something a little. Like she could use something a little bit more. So yeah, I'm gonna put her here. Eddie, I think could also use a little bit of buffs. I don't really have a big explanation for that. I just feel like he could use something. Miguel, I feel like he could use something. Lee, I think he needs some buffs. I don't think he needs heavy buffs, just slight buffs. And the reason being is that you have to put in so much work for just average outcome, average output. You get average damage, you get average, I don't know, average Oki, average wall carry. I don't know. Oh, actually, his wall carry is not that bad, actually. But the work you have to put in to actually get that wall carry is pretty hard. So yeah, I feel like Lee deserves some upgrades. And then Kuma and Panda, I think they need something. They after Rangchu won Tekken World Tour with Panda, they were like, all right, the Bears need to get nerfed because they won a tournament, which is so stupid. Panda and Kuma are me personally are easily one of the weaker characters in the game. One of the more gimmicky characters, kind of like Yoshi. The nerfs they got were unneeded, in my opinion. And I'm pretty sure the nerfs are the reason why Rangchu dropped the Bears. So, I don't know. Because ever since the nerf, I've seen Rangchu play other characters. I think I've seen him play like Chloe more than the Bears. I've seen him play, I think he plays a lot of Julia now. I think he also has a Zafina. But man, I just wish, or not wish, I really miss watching Rangchu play the Bears. So yeah. Buff the Bears, please. And then last but not least, Kuni Mitsu. She needs heavy buffs. She needs heavy buffs. She's so weak because she's not even in the game yet. So she needs heavy buffs. But anyways, yeah, that's my list. This is my list right here. I don't think I would change anything. Nah, I think everything is okay. But yeah, anyways, let me know your guys' thoughts in the comments below. If you guys agree with my decisions, great. If you guys disagree heavily with my decisions, great. Your opinions are your opinions. My opinions are mine. But yeah, this is my tier list. Well, list of what characters I think are balanced, what characters need nerfs, and what characters need buffs. Kuni Mitsu, give her buffs. But anyways, that's gonna do it for this video. If you guys enjoyed it, hit that like button. I would really appreciate it. And if you guys enjoyed what you guys saw or enjoy my content, maybe consider subscribing to the channel. And this is Devon Plays, and I'm out. Peace.